A huge protest broke out on the campus of Lovely Professional University in Jalandhar. This after a student died by suicide in the hostel room. The protesting students allege that this is the second such suicide reported at the campus in the last 10 days, but that the administration is tight-lipped on the issue, and they're protesting as they want to know the reasons behind both these suicides that have taken place. So there you can see the protests taking place on the campus. A Congress MLA, Sukhpal Singh Khera, also tweeted, "I demand a thorough probe into the reported suicide by a student in LPU campus on Tuesday night, as there's unrest among students in the campus. There are reports of another suicide a few days ago, and which demands a fair inquiry." Remember, this comes shortly after a few days ago where you had protests at Chandigarh University. So now you have another university in Punjab facing protests. The Kapurthala police, however, have said that a first-year student at LPU died by suicide on Tuesday afternoon, and DSP Phagwara stated that the prima facie the student was having some personal issues, as has been suggested by the suicide note. Let's go across to Ghazali for more. And Ghazali, what's the situation now on campus? And clearly students upset that the college authorities are not sharing information with them.
See, first we should know what exactly happened. So this is the 21-year-old student from Kerala who allegedly hanged himself to death inside his hostel room on Tuesday evening. And the parents of the student have been informed. His name is Agni S. Dilip. He was a first-year student of Bachelor of Designing in the university. And the police officials say that they have also recovered a suicide note from the room. And as we mentioned, the superintendent of police of Phagwara sub-division, he said that in the suicide note, it has been mentioned that it was some personal reason due to which the student committed suicide. Now, the students in the university say that this is the second suicide in the last 10 days, and the previous suicide was not reported widely. They allege that the university management tried to hush the issue under the carpet. But now the situation, there is no protest happening, but the situation is still tense, and the police is not ruling out that protest will not further break out in the next few hours. As of now, the family of the deceased have been informed, and they will be arriving here by today evening, after which the further proceedings as far as post-mortem is concerned or other medical examinations are concerned will be held once the parents or the relatives of the deceased will arrive in the university campus. But massive protests broke out last evening, and even police had to use mild force, as what we are hearing, because the university administration was tight-lipped about the entire issue till late evening. And a statement has been put out by the university administration saying that they are disheartened with what has happened and they are cooperating with the police.
All right. And, Ghazali, this also comes a few days after those protests at Chandigarh University. So, administration has to be careful things don't get out of hand, and there is some sort of, clarity, and that, they share information with the students.
See, it is a well-known fact that the private university campuses or the owners of private universities in Punjab do have political affiliations, and there are very strict rules and regulations. There are no such student unions or free entrance into the universities like what we find in public universities in Punjab. So as far as that is concerned, and what happened just a couple of days ago in Chandigarh University in Mohali district of Punjab, it is almost what you can see that how protests erupted there. A sudden protest erupted there in Chandigarh University. In the same fashion, this protest erupted last evening when students came outside the university on the highway and still protested late in the evening, and they had to be pushed back or pacified by the cops. So certainly in other universities, you can see this is almost spreading like a protest is spreading from one university to the another, and the police feels that it is basically due to rumors, because what students feel in LPU right now is that the suicide note or the contents of the suicide note should be made public, while the police and college administration says that in the suicide note it is mentioned that the student committed suicide due to private reasons or due to personal reasons.
Right.
And this is exactly the same sort of dispute we saw in Chandigarh University, when there was a sort of trust deficit between the university administration and the protesting students.
All right, Ghazali, so clearly need for dialogue, and there is also some politics at play here. Thanks so much for joining us.